Hello, Frugal Force. This is Captain Frugal reporting for duty, and today I want to do a little bit of a mention here and talk about something, and that's the current Bleeding Fool article, Whisper Network Part 2, Media Cover-Ups and Coordinated Future Attacks. But I'm going to give a little different look to it, and not really focus on the article as much, but more on the response to the people involved. And also, don't forget to stay to the end of the video, where I'm going to give the no prize trivia question of the video. So I hope you sit back and enjoy. Alright, Frugal Force, so here we go. We have this Bleeding Fool article, Whisper Network Part 2, Media Cover-Ups and Coordinated Future Attacks. Now, the first video of that, I did, I read it. I thought others should read it too, but it just didn't have enough, I like to say, meat on the bone to make me go, there's enough factual proof here that I want to really talk about it. And I'm not discrediting the factual proof of it. I'm just saying I didn't have enough to feel comfortable talking about it. And I'm not really, this one's got a lot more meat on the bone, a lot more, and exposing what's going on. And you can already tell, and I've been getting a lot of indicators and a lot of messages sent to me about things being shown in the retaliation, how this is stirring up the hornet's nest, if you will, with certain particular people in the comics industry, which makes sense why they're lashing out at people. For example, like myself, when no offense, I did make no, you can take offense you want. I made a crass comment on Twitter, and I shouldn't have done it. But I did, and it brought the mob, the hate mob after me because of one tweet. All of a sudden I was a sexist and everything else. They are doubling down right now on attacking to try to discredit that this is happening. They're trying to sway that and get attention away from what's going on. This group of people that are trying to take down other people and ruin their livelihood to either take their job or just out of spite because they hate men or they hate particular races and things like that. But yet they all do it under the cloud, hiding as if they are the good guys. They're the ones that are not homophobic or whatever it is, racism slur that they want to use, whatever they want to use to discredit people and make people seem bad. They tend to fall under the ones that do it themselves consistently. But my take on this is what I want to look at is how are people reacting to this? Now, I'm not saying people on either side are infallible. For example, wishing cancer on people and things, I would never side with, and things of that nature, or wishing somebody would die in an IED and things. But remember, with this side in particular that's doing this Whisper Network, they're perfectly fine doing those things, and they're perfectly fine trying to ruin somebody's career, but you can't even make a crass joke and then you're the worst person on earth. That tells you the kind of people these people tend to be. So let's scroll down, and once again, I'm not saying any side is perfect, because every group has people that don't always fit. And let's be honest, I'm not either. I've made some tweets, some cranky tweets that I look back and go, well, that's not really what I would like to do, and I actually removed some of those, but I didn't hide them. I even made a tweet about it, so it wasn't hiding that. But anyway, this article exposed a lot. I'm going to let you read that yourself, but here is the area I want to look over today is how the public has been reacting to this one. Look at this. You can't help that to see it. No matter what somebody does, these people are not going to be satisfied, because really they want to take these people down, probably because they want their jobs. Like Heather Anto saying she wasn't fired. She probably wasn't. I think she left Marvel really quick because she knew the writing was on the wall. Because otherwise, I don't think she would have made that job transition. I could be 100% wrong there. It just doesn't look like it for her career. So anyway, scrolling down, there's a lot here. We have Penny Parker, whoever that may really truly be. But I want to look at is the comment section. Once again, let's see how people are responding, okay? So we have this person here. The greatest irony of all this is the Whisper Network itself fails this test here. Yep, okay. Good girls don't make history. Abusive criminal girls with no regard for anyone but themselves make history. Just like the historical men they themselves decry. Well, It's kind of equality, I suppose. And once again, I'm not trying to be misogynistic here or anything. There's scumbag men that will try to take other men down to get their jobs. This is something, that really happens in some workplaces. Somebody's going to gun for somebody's job, male or female, and try to take them down. This just happens to be more in the public eye. And once again, I'm never a fan of that kind of mentality in the business place of trying to take down somebody to get their job. What I tell people is you should work together, help them be as good as they can be. That way when they're promoted, they pull you up with them, or vice versa. We actually should work together, but these people can't seem to do that. They turn on each other. Let's see here. I hope the Whisper Group were smart enough to not make Stephanie Cook club treasurer. Oh, yeah. Read the article. You'll understand the humor in that. Anyone who thinks that Jim Lee is not the ultimate target at DC is crazy, and Lee better wake up, because it looks like there are already high-profile talent there ready to do their dirty work. Yeah, this article also digs into that as well. If Lee has half a brain in his head, he's already lawyered up, and a racial discrimination counterclaim is already drafted. Tom, #Hate Asians King, did half the work for his attorney with his attack on Jay Lee and Dean Cain. That's some great points. I often sometimes wonder if things like Tom does this just to get the heat off themselves, to try to get that credit, that cancel culture currency earned, to say, hey, I'm one of you, but not realizing it doesn't matter. All it takes is 1 second, and the sights for that group will be on you, and you are next. And the next target, for no matter what reason, maybe even who you vote for, it doesn't matter. It's just maybe whose job they want. If Lee was smart, he'd jump ship and do freelance like J. Scott Campbell, or do some crowdfunding. Yeah, but even doing freelance, you're not safe, because as we've seen already, they're going to attack you for doing work with somebody, or, based on if they said something they didn't like, or just disagree with a person. Instead, he's stuck babysitting all the children in the comic industry. Well, yeah, that does seem like it has a little bit of good truth to it. A lot of babies in the comic industry right now. It's funny, the stuff I'm seeing right now in the background and things of these comic pros and stuff trying to discredit articles and everything now. Oh, share your side of it. Well, where are you getting your sources? You need to check out this comic book site, Polygon, all these usually hard-leaning left sites. But the right ones are the crazy ones, always, supposedly, in their minds. There's no middle ground. It's funny, but they point to the super far left sides, and otherwise, you're not being objective. It shows how they're not objective. And truly, yeah, you do need to look at all sides, but I love it. By looking at any of those things at other people's perspectives, you're always the crazy one. They don't realize how crazy that makes them. Let's look at this other comment. It's pretty obvious they're not getting their various clapbacks during the quarantine. They've shown they will literally do anything to gain attention. They don't care if it's bad or good, and that's 100% true, and they will mask anything and try to hide that. The people that attack you usually are even more guilty. Once again, as I said, I made one crass tweet, and I was hit with so much crap, but yet the same people that did it have tons and tons of times said so much worse, and sometimes even would say, got their Twitter banned and everything else and suspended because of the hateful speech they've done. I've never had mine suspended. Go figure, huh? Not saying I'm perfect either, by the way. I'm not. And when I'm not, people should call me out on it. And I should take that time to give good reflection. Well, anyway, let's continue. Look, it's not for attention. It's for the jobs. And I agree there. I think that's massively what it is. They want those jobs. They can't break into the industry because they don't have the talent. They just don't. They don't have the talent, and they know it. So if you can't be better than somebody or good enough, take out your talent so that you can get there. It's sort of like, hey, let's hit them in the knee with a steel pipe. That way I can get the shot because I can't beat that person. So much for my favorite entertainment medium. And that's a very good point. All this fighting and things for anybody is a real turnoff. I can't see how this is going to promote comic book sales at all, especially if you're a little bit new and you're trying into the comic industry and you want to learn about it more. So you start hitting the social media networks and things like that to learn, and all you see is this negativity and this bad stuff. This is not helping the comic book cause in any way whatsoever. Good job. And what I mean by that is the backstabbing and the social media meanness and things. And this is reporting on, I think this is going to be raising a lot of hairs and stirring up a hornet's nest in the professional comic book media. So let's look at another one. Good job. Hope the next one comes out soon. Make the cockroaches scatter in the light. Ouch. some laughter. Another great job. Looking forward to the next chapter so far. And I understand certain people are going to go to certain sites that gravitate, but usually when you put something up like this or a video, if people don't agree with it, they're going to flock to condemn it and say how it's a piece of crap too. So far, positive. That's not bearing well for the comic book community. Keep them coming. I've got enough popcorn for every blue folder you have. Wow, these ladies sound delightful. I'm looking forward to when they run out of men to ruin and have to turn on each other. Once again, that's not mine. That's these people's comments. I've seen Mean Girls. They can only be one. And you know what? And that doesn't mean it's misogynistic. As I said, I was called misogynistic and everything else for one crass comment. But it's funny. They neglect every other thing that you say that was positive for women or whatever. They only hinge on that one negative thing. And it's because they know. They know their only way to defend against that is to try to vilify you because they know it's bullcrap. Someone should forward this to that idiot Nick. I'm not going to go all that. If he thinks the garbage statement Dynamite released yesterday will save him, reading this will confirm it won't. Also, perhaps, so in other words, we're saying this, with Dynamite's article, definitely check it out with their public statement that they released, that, they're hoping to probably de-escalate the situation. And a company tends to have to do that sometimes. So this is putting Dynamite in a bad spot. I can't imagine that miserable failure to get rid of Jay Lee earned his whisper points. Probably not. It really, and I think the one that stirred a lot of that recent part is the attempt to taking down Mr. Lee failed. It failed hard. It didn't go that way. Probably because he hit a minority and it blew back in his face. Who knows what it was? But, people like Heather Antos doubled down on it. And that's what upset me. They sit there and, well, you don't have enough friends or whatever, so you can't be truly that. It's love. I love how they use that one side is all supposedly misogynistic, racist, or whatever phobe that they want to use. But they turn around. And anytime somebody says, hey, I'm one of those groups, they've never been bad to me. I've never had any problem. And they're not that way. Well, at least not all of them, because some are. Let's be honest. Okay, and I'm not pinpointing names or fingering out anybody. I'm just saying I'm generalizing there. But then all of a sudden, well, then your voice doesn't count. You don't know. You're a token. That's their way of swaying the truth. You're a token. So if you don't agree with all of us, you're a token. Now think about that. Boy, who's the one that really does segregate? The one that says you're not allowed to have a voice because you're a token because you disagree with me. But they don't see that because their hypocrisy is huge. King effed up and put unnecessary pressure on his coworkers. That's true. And, I'm going to say, I give Tom King some credit. He did apologize. Now, I did a video on that where, I speculate maybe it's garbage, but he did do it, and that takes some effort, and I hope he learns from this, and I hope he really means it when he says he's going to try to do better, but only time's going to tell. This isn't his first time he's done it, so, hopefully he turns a new leaf and realizes what he did was wrong, or maybe he was, as I said, he could have just been trying to earn that cancel currency to protect his own job. There's a lot of stress there. Given the contents of these stories, it's possible his name could pop up as punishment. And that's very true. He's now drawn a target to himself. He's probably in the Whisper Network's clutches of, what can we get him on next? What can we dig up from several months ago that he put, and then put out another tweet that he did and put them together to make him look bad? Oh, yeah. I wonder who they did that to. Oh, yeah, me. Right? Because I told something, and then they tried to use that as a lie against me. Go figure. But that's how they work. They don't really tell the truth. So here's some more. Actually, there's a problem for this guy. Here he licensed major companies like Hasbro, who are averse to anything that would threaten their bottom line, like bad press. People like to think that having bullies like, now I apologize, that was one of me, fat bullies like Gail Simone leaving are the worst of it. But the rumors were that the Whisper Network were targeting higher. Once again, these are other people, not me. I'm not calling people's names. I don't like to attack the way people look. If you notice that in my Twitter, I usually don't do that. I'm not telling others doing it. It's just not me. I don't even like doing crass statements. I said, that's not really me. I was cranky for a few days. I think I let things get to me. But, still. Sometimes, people are going to push back. You have to expect some kind of clapback when you're constantly attacking people. That same person's criticized my faith, criticized all kinds of other things that I believe in, called me all kinds of nasty things, but hey, I'm not allowed to respond, evidently. That's the way this crew is. And as we see here, things are bouncing back. I think you're preaching to the choir, man. Yes. Uchi has a huge problem. He created it because, like I said before, he's an idiot. Once again, there's words not mine. When Dynamite inevitably closes its doors, there's no one to blame but himself. I just thought he'd get a little more info on his new customer base, and I wanted to mock him. He deserves every bit of it. Now, once again, people's choice. The only thing that could save this guy was never being Ethan Van Sciver's friend. No, I don't think even that would have. My point is, doesn't matter if he's the smartest man in the universe or the stupidest. He was finished the moment that Portland Mafia decided they wanted his head on a pike, and as usual, they will get it because he has a business to lose. And ready for this? And they want it. I think people are starting to see this is all about they want. No, I don't think so. He's just a coward that could not take the heat. I disagree that he's not in on it, but I do agree that he's a coward. Wow. So as you see here, these comments are not going well for the industries that are bending the knee. But once again, this is only one source. But as I said, usually people, from my experience, when you write an article or do a video that they don't agree with, they're still going to go down there and they're going to comment, usually slandering you, calling you all kinds of slurs, trying to discredit the article. But I'm not seeing it here. But they are doing it on Twitter, and I'm sure they're doing it on Facebook, and I'm sure they're doing it in their special whisper networks as well. I've seen some of the Twitter ones people have been sharing from me because I'm blocked for most of those people, so people sometimes share it to me and go, hey, check this out. I'll be like, oh my goodness, that's crazy. But as you see here, Bleeding Fool might have really stumbled onto something here. Well, I wouldn't say stumbled. They've worked their way into something here. They've worked that. This has clearly taken some time and a lot of effort, and it should be interesting to see continuing forward how these comic book pros are in their inner circle or whatever are jockeying for positions and how they're planning on their defense. All right, with that said, let's do the question of the video. So if you stayed this long, thank you very much. I greatly appreciate it. The question of this video, they get the no prize. Yes, you know what a no prize is. If not, look it up. Don't be too surprised. Okay, is what was the first team Quicksilver was on? Once again, what is the first team Marvel Comics Quicksilver was a member of? All right, well, I can't wait to hear it in the comments. What are your thoughts about the situation of this article? And I hope you find the right answer. First person gets the answer for the video correct in the comments gets the coveted no prize. Eric Breen's been dominating those pretty good, so it should be interesting to see if he does it again. Well, thank you for watching. Until next time, keep it frugal.